Is LeBron actually going to go to the Warriors? I don't know. There have been times in the past LeBron has flirted with leaving LA, and then he never does. He gives them a moratorium about oh, go get Paul George or go get this player or whatever. And then if they don't do it, it's oh, he's going to leave, and then he just doesn't. But it does feel different this time. It feels different because he's obviously on the cusp of his retirement. Maybe next year, maybe 2 years, who knows. I think no matter where you look, you can make the argument that there's no real place you could go to guarantee a championship. Just because the talent pool is so deep, it's not realistic for him to be I'm going to go to LA again and play with Luka and AR, and that's going to be a championship. Or the Warriors, even the Heat, even the Cavs, none of those teams are guaranteed championship. I'd say the only thing that would be a little bit interesting is if he went to the Spurs, because I think he would help the team out a little bit, and they're obviously really good. So that would be interesting, but I don't think he's going to do that because that just wouldn't really make sense legacy wise. So there is actually a chance that he goes to the Warriors. And the rumor is, according to Shams, and this is just what I've been seeing for a while now, is that the Warriors have been talking to LeBron for a while. Is that tampering? Who cares? Everybody does it. But anyway, they've been talking to LeBron for a while, and then they've also been interested in Anthony Davis. And I do think that that's an enticing offer for LeBron is, hey, we went and got your running mate for that 2020 championship. You love to play with Steph. Draymond Green is here, all this stuff. You're probably not going to get more than the mid-level exception anywhere else. And everyone's saying oh, Draymond might leave. This means that Draymond's going to leave. No, he's just taking significantly less money if it means that LeBron can be on his team. He said that he would miss the birth of his child to go watch LeBron break the all-time scoring record. You think that he'll stop at losing a little bit of money so that he could play with LeBron James? This man would move heaven and earth for LeBron James. And so would I, but Draymond definitely would. Draymond's jersey is definitely going to be retired in Golden State, and he's probably going to give it up for LeBron James. He's going to let LeBron wear 23. There's really no limit to the glaze. So I do actually see it happening where they're going to have to get off Jimmy's contract because there's just no way. So it'll probably be Jimmy Butler to the Wizards. Then Anthony Davis is going to be in Golden State. And I don't know what Jimmy Butler's contract looks like years wise. I'm guessing that it's not significant long-term money, so maybe the Wizards would like that. They're gonna have to trade some picks to get AD, in which case AD will be a Wizards legend having never played for them, which is kind of funny. These types of teams never work. The beginning of last season, they tried to construct the unction over at the Clippers. It was James Harden, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Nicholas Batum, Brooke Lopez, all the guys that are just unks were out there hooping. Did not work at all. I just got honked at for being parked in a parking spot. Anyway, I think that that's how this will go. I think it will be fun for LeBron. So, there was something that came out of LeBron's camp or something that was he's not trying to get a bunch of money. He just wants to have fun or something. And it's if he wants to have fun, he will go to the Warriors, I think, because that would be more fun. If he wants to win, I think he just stays in LA just because that would be easier. Out of all of the teams, that's the only team with a top 3 player in the league. Plus continuity, all that stuff. My prediction is that the Warriors, when healthy, will be a pretty good team. I don't think that they're even if they were healthy basically the whole season, I don't know if they're a contender. Just because LeBron has taken some significant steps back. Steph has taken some significant steps back, mostly in terms of health and consistency. But I guess if they all play to their ceiling, they're going to be pretty good. LeBron and Curry, that it's going to work. It worked in the Olympics. LeBron is basically Draymond Green on steroids, so they will be a better team if they're healthy, but the odds of everybody being healthy is negative 1,000%. They'll probably end up maybe 6-7 seed, maybe an 8 seed, somewhere in the play-in to maybe absolute ceiling a 5 seed. But I don't think that they're going to be very good because even if they're all healthy, it's not like how it used to be where you get 3 really good players and your team's a super team. The Spurs, OKC, I have over them. Lakers are low-key a disaster right now, but we'll see what they pull off. I would have had them over the Golden State, even if LeBron left, if they just built a competent team, but they really haven't done that yet. The Timberwolves at this point, they could be over them. The Nuggets, the Rockets, we'll see what they do. If Fred VanVleet is healthy this season, I think that's going to be a big difference for them. That's just my thoughts on LeBron going to Golden State. From the Lakers' perspective, this is an absolute disaster. Not necessarily because they absolutely needed to keep LeBron James, but if they were going to lose LeBron, they needed a backup plan. And so far, here are the moves that they have made. Drafted Cameron Carr, which I love Cameron Carr, so that's a W. Signed Austin Reeves to the max. I think that's too much money, but I don't know. 3, DeAndre Ayton just opted in, which, hot take, $8 million for DeAndre Ayton is not bad value. That's not even a hot take. That's just, if you know anything, you know that. But if he is our starting center going back into next season, that is an absolute atrocity done by the Lakers front office and Rob Pelinka. Because the entire point is that this season, you needed to build around Luka for the long term and make significant moves. There's been a ton of reporting about this, but they basically told Luka, like, we're not going to be able to make any significant moves until the summer of 2026. Everything else is going to be little marginal things, and we'll try our best. Unless there's like a insane trade just sitting there for us, we're not going to do anything crazy until 2026, because that's when we'll have a bunch of cap space. We'll have 3 picks. Now they only have 2 first-round picks and like a second and some swaps. You'll still be in your prime, and whatever you want, we'll go do. And he said he wanted Austin Reeves on the team, so they kept Austin Reeves. So that's fine with me. It's probably too much money, but not the end of the world. Because Luka is making like $50 million, he's making like $40 million. If your best 2 players are making under $100 million per year, you're in a pretty good spot. But what the heck have they done other than that? They have literally just gotten way worse. It sounds like Marcus Smart might go to Houston. It sounds like Rui could go to the Spurs or maybe the Pistons. I don't know if the Pistons is going to happen anymore, but it still could. There are plenty of teams that are going to have the mid-level exception that will probably offer it to Rui. Luke Kennard is an okay basketball player. I'm not super high on him, even after everything he did for the team. I think he's like a slightly above minimum level player where his defense is just not good enough to be on a Luka and Austin led team. I don't even think the fit is very good. I'd be fine if he was on the team as like a backup point guard if all the 4 other backups were insane defenders. If we bring back Jackson Hayes, he's an okay backup. I'm fine with that. DeAndre Ayton, if he's our backup, I think he'd be a pretty good backup center. But right now, what is our starting lineup even? It's Luka, Austin, Jake LaRavia, and Dalton Connect and Ayton. Like, that's literally what we've done so far. And I know it's going to be free agency. We're going to make some free agency moves. But if we roll into next season and it's Kelly Oubre, Mitchell Robinson, and like maybe like Keon Ellis and Quentin Grimes or something, that team is just worse than last year. Like, just because we lost LeBron in the process. And the whole point is, like, if we were going to have all these free agency moves that help with the margins and all of that, if we keep LeBron James, at least we'll be a little bit better compared to last year. But again, that's not good enough because that's not what you promised. You said that this summer would be the summer of significant moves, significant changes. You have 2 first-round picks. They have not used the first-round picks at all. The most frustrating part is it's not like there haven't been opportunities, because Rob Pelinka has literally said over and over and over again, if there's a house that's not for sale, you can't buy it or whatever. It's like, dude, Nick Claxton would have been a great starting center. I know he's not Walker Kessler. I know he's not Jalen Duren level. I know he's not the ideal starting center, but he's better than Ayton. And if you had Ayton and Claxton, fine. That's a significant upgrade. You could have gotten Claxton for absolutely free. Miles Bridges, somebody I really wanted the Lakers to take a look at. He basically went for some swaps. And everybody's bringing up like, oh, Grayson Allen, he's good. That trade was not made as a win now move. It's not like they're looking at Miles Bridges and moving him to try to get better role players back in the package. They moved him for Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. Those aren't like long-term pieces. Those are like salary filler pieces, basically. And they're both like not bad players, obviously. But you make that move because you're getting off of Miles Bridges and you want some draft capital. You're not doing it to get role players. You would only do that if you felt like you were too top heavy and you needed some more depth or something, or you had a piece that doesn't fit for a contender. But that's not what they're doing. They just got rid of LaMelo. So if the Lakers had come up and been like, hey, we will give you any of these young players you want. Maybe not Cameron Carr, but, you know, if you want Dalton Connect, Jake LaRavia, maybe even a Duthero, you can take a swing out of any of them. And we'll basically absorb Miles Bridges, and we'll give you some swaps on like a second-round pick. They could have totally gotten that done. And so the starting lineup, without giving up a first, without giving up a single first-round pick, just swaps, because swaps are pretty valuable now, you could have had Luka, AR, Miles Bridges, LeBron, because at that point it's like, hey, LeBron, you could come back. We still have first to spare where we could go make these other moves, but look at what we built so far. And Nick Claxton, and then Ayton off the bench maybe, and Jackson as like a third center, and for certain matchups, he's probably better than Ayton. At that point, it's like, let's make sure we get back Austin or Marcus Smart back. Let's make sure we get him back. Let's make sure that we get Rui back. But if you lost Rui at that point, it wouldn't be like the end of the world. And that roster would have been great. You could have thrown the first at a bunch more depth, and you would have been off and running. And that's like, that might not be OKC or the Spurs, but that's a contender. That's a good team. If you have Miles Bridges, Nick Claxton, LeBron, Luka, AR. If you told Lakers fans that that was your starting lineup 2 years ago before the Luka trade, they would have given anything for that. It's not like that wouldn't have been an absolutely smash success, especially if you did that without giving up a first. And it feels like they just have blinked at every opportunity because Rob is this like, let's just be patient. No, you let stuff happen. So now here's the deal. And sorry, I've been talking forever because I am a Lakers fan, so this stuff means something to me. If you don't get one of Jalen Duren, Tari Eason, Peyton Watson, or Walker Kessler, the unrestricted the restricted free agents, if you don't get one of those guys, then you need to be fired. Those are like the only people that I would have waited to make moves on because you could have that significant cap space to go do something. Or maybe if they did something like absorb Miles Turner and Khalil Ware or something and get a first out of it. You'd have your center rotation basically locked. And like Miles Turner, yeah, he's overpaid. Yeah, he doesn't fit the timeline, but Khalil Ware I'm so high on. And that as your center rotation would be fire. Either the league hates Rob, which if they do, we need to get rid of him because you can't make any deals. That's your whole job. Or he's just asleep. He's just asleep like he always is. He's just watching the moves go by. I'm very upset with how the season has gone because I was going into it thinking now is the time. We have a roster that hasn't been properly built around Luka and does not make very much sense at all. And yet we still got worse even so. That's the frustrating thing is you had a bad roster, and now you have an even worse roster. Luka could totally be gone. It could be over. I mean, we'll see. By the end of the season, that'll be the final verdict. They somehow don't get any of the restricted free agents. They don't get any of the pieces that we've been talking about, but they blow me away with some other trade that I wasn't even thinking about. Then, like, I'd love to be proved wrong. So I think from a year from now, we're going to be talking about Luka trades because, I mean, maybe he stays with the team and just trusts the process, but, like, Rob has done such a poor job so far that we might as well take the whole sell the farm, start over, draft, like build out of the draft or something. You have a top 3 player in the league. It's go time right now, and he just refuses to do anything. He's too scared because to him, it's like there could always be a better move. That's the whole thing is the enemy of good is perfect because instead of getting Miles Bridges, there's dreams of Peyton Watson. Instead of getting Nick Claxton, there's dreams of Walker Kessler and Jalen Duren. And it's like, you just got to know when to send the picks out. You got to know when to hit the button, hit the red button and make it happen. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Are the Lakers cooked? Are the Warriors going to be contenders? If you made it this far in the video, comment Sleepy Rob. Yeah, that's basically everything. Peace out. Have a good day.